My photography predominantly focuses on color. I usually shy away from black and white as it genuinely feels like a challenge for me. I fear the absence of color in my photography because it's really what defines my style. And that is exactly why I wanted to go out and shoot only black and white for this episode. I've decided that the direction for my photography moving forward will center around creative challenges, getting outside my comfort zone and staying inspired by getting uncomfortable and trying new things. I find it's really easy to get stuck in a rut with photography, and I know that I have crutches I lean on when I am out taking photos, and I don't want to end up being a one-trick pony. I want my photography style to evolve. So in today's video, I am challenging myself by removing a go-to strategy of relying on pops of color to punctuate my compositions. The reason I gravitate towards color is because it naturally grabs attention and I want my photographs to be striking. But I want to be a well-rounded photographer, so I want to be able to do this with my black and white images too. But I do understand that this will take practice and it's a skill to learn how to see in black and white. This looks kind of cool. As I was on this walk, I really found that black and white opened up a lot of new opportunities for me. It felt like an approach to photography where the subject was less important and it became all about composition, and there's really nowhere to hide. On one hand, I found it really freeing because it opened up opportunities for me to shoot things that I wouldn't if I was shooting in color. But then on the flip side, I found it kind of difficult to make things striking or take an image that I felt like was really special because usually it is color that I am seeking out to be the main focus of my image. I feel like when I shoot black and white, I have to think more about light and shadows and every single element of the composition. And I removed that crutch of being able to just focus on a bright red thing in the image. I do feel like as a photographer, I miss out on a lot of photo opportunities because I rely so heavily on color. And when I'm in certain situations and there is a complete lack of color, I find myself not very excited to shoot. And I think that this is where black and white can be really useful and can be really freeing. At the same time, it is also more difficult. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Another reason I'm interested in shooting more black and white is because it gives you the opportunity to shoot in less than ideal light, especially for someone like me who likes shooting color. I like to pair this with really bright sunshine and blue skies. Those are the things that really define my style. And when I don't have those things, I tend to feel a bit lost. When the light's not hitting the way I like, colors can look really dull. And I think when you're shooting black and white, it's a lot more democratic. You can make anything look good if you know how to see in black and white, that is. What I would normally do when the light isn't ideal for me is just resort to using flash. And if you've been watching the channel for a while, you will know that along with color, I also really love flash, specifically direct flash. This look for me is very much part of my style. It's close to my heart, but it is quite one-dimensional. And over time, it starts to look very the same, which is kind of why I like it. But I also want to be able to move past that or have other things in my repertoire to pull from and experience as a well-rounded photographer. As I go on shooting more and more black and white, I'll hopefully get better at it and I'll be able to know when I do need flash or when it could create an interesting look. It is something that I did in this video towards the end when the light was lowering, and it kind of made me laugh because it was golden hour and I kind of got my flash out because that's just like what I'm used to when the light gets low. Beautiful golden hour. Better get my flash out. Be cool, like those like lines, but not with the flash though. But in saying that, I do really like the way that flash looks with black and white. So I'm interested to see how I can combine those two things, but applying it when it's necessary, not just flashing everything for the sake of it. My aim here with shooting black and white as a color lover is I'm hoping I can see compositions more completely. And what I learn from shooting and seeing in black and white, I can bring over to my color work and they can feed into each other. My hope is that I can become a photographer that looks at a scene and knows what it needs. Does it need flash? Should it be in color? Should it be in black and white? When to apply what technique? I know a lot of you watching shoot a lot of black and white. So if you have any tips for somebody who is just getting started really with shooting black and white, I would love to know in the comments. For the most part, the handful of times that I have shot black and white, it has been on film. For this photo walk, I chose to use my XE1. And the reason for that is because I was shooting with a black and white profile. And then through the EVF, I was able to see the world previewed in black and white, which made it so much easier. And I know that this isn't like the purest way to shoot black and white, but I think when you are approaching something that feels like a challenge or it's new for you as an artist in general, it's really great to just have those little security things there that make it easier and give you success. When I was walking around looking through the viewfinder, I was able to obviously see, okay, this is what it is going to look like. And it just made me feel safe and less like I was going out on a limb, taking a photo where it looks color, but then it's going to be black and white, and I don't know what that's going to look like. But don't worry, I have a plan to move away from previewing in black and white on a mirrorless camera. And that plan is to shoot on DSLRs, which I've been very obsessed with collecting lately. Using these, I'll be able to look through the viewfinder and see the world as it is, but then I'll be able to look on the screen at the back and see what it looks like in black and white. And then my end game would be to shoot on film in black and white. I actually have some big plans and exciting news in the black and white film area, but I'll talk about that later on in the video. Hi, how are you? So as I'm building out this body of black and white work, I'll be uploading, deleting, and refining it all on my Squarespace portfolio. I recently overhauled my entire website and it was so easy using Squarespace. I'm currently in the process of refining my photography page and how I want it to be presented to the world. And this is one of my favorite things about using Squarespace. Posting my images to social media is all well and good, but I feel like after a few days, they're not really being seen. But on my website, they live on forever. When building out projects or trying new things like I am with black and white, it's really great to have a space to upload your photos easily and present them in a beautiful professional way using the templates that Squarespace has to offer that are made specifically for photographers just like you. I've been using Squarespace for over 3 years now, and I love how it's been able to grow with me as a personal and professional photographer. Whether it's selling my first online course hosted on Squarespace or just updating my contact page to reflect what's going on with me right now and allow people to get in touch with me easily. If you are somebody who is wanting to sell your presets or fine art prints, it takes just a few minutes to set up an online store with Squarespace, and they take payments so easily. I love that this has been a little addition to my income stream as a photographer, and I love that you guys can leave reviews of things too. The good news is you can try Squarespace for free today and start building that website of your dreams. Just head to www.squarespace.com/LucyLumen to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain using code LucyLumen. And don't forget, if you're going to renew your awesome Squarespace website, you can also use the code and link below. So I mentioned that I had some exciting news and plans in the black and white photography space. In my house at the back, we have a bathroom. It's an ensuite to our studio, and it's a fairly decently sized bathroom, and it's not really getting much use. So Lux and I were talking, and we were thinking it would be the perfect place to start developing our own black and white film. I've had this photography channel for over 4 years now, and so many of you have commented either suggesting that I try developing my own film, bulk rolling, printing, all of these things that are more hands-on, getting involved with the process. And it's something that I just honestly haven't had time for. But now my son is getting a little bit older. I'm full-time on YouTube, and I have way more time to give to just photography. It's becoming a real focus for me in the last few months. I really want to give it a go. I think between Lux and I, we could set something up where we are able to develop black and white film at home, which would be a lot more cost effective, because I don't know about the rest of the world, but here in Australia, it's quite costly to get black and white developed. It's actually more than color, and that's a reason why I haven't really shot much black and white. Due to the cost of living and how much film is going up, we've definitely shifted more towards digital, but film is something that I really miss. So shooting black and white and being able to develop at home and then maybe move into the printing stage as well could be really cool, and I think an awesome way to honor our work, since photography is kind of like our whole lives basically. Around this time, and then the light hit the building. Yeah, it's good. I have mentioned on the channel recently that I was feeling in kind of a slump or a rut with my photography and struggling to get really excited about it again. And this black and white challenge has me feeling so passionate about exploring photography again and just getting excited about getting out, taking photos, embracing challenges, using older gear, and this developing at home stage, an era that I'm going to step into, I feel like is going to be really, really cool.